Welcome, everyone. Today, I'm joined by Anastasiia Shevtsova, our UI/UX designer here at Link Digital, and we're going to talk about something that a lot of data portal teams struggle with, and this is how to make your portal more user-friendly, even without a dedicated designer on your team. Anastasiia, how are you?
Hi, Kate. I'm fine. I'm grateful for invitation and for this opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. And there are a lot of insights to come in here, right? So let's dive right in. My first question is, before we delve into the UI and UX discussions, can you tell us a bit about your role at Link Digital and what you work on day to day?
I am a UI UX designer in digital, and I work mostly on data portals design, especially the SICAN-based data portals. Usually I work on different levels. Sometimes I design portal from scratch for the new project. Sometimes I redesign existing portals to make it more modern, more easy to use. And sometimes I worked on portal consistency to make sure the portal strictly follows a design system, rules, and everything looks and works in the same way. I design new features for the existing portals, like better search, better filtering, sorting the files, previews, and some advanced functionality then it's useful to include to the portal. But my favorite part of my work is to work on user flow, how to improve user flow and to help people to find datasets.
You just answered my next question, or a follow-up question is that what types of data portals do you typically work on? So you answered SICAN-based portals. Great.
Mostly it's government data portals, search environment, public services. Sometimes these portals can contain thousands of datasets. A lot of organization, user groups can collaborate in such portals.
Okay, let's talk about one of the pain points. And my question about that is, what are the most common UI, UX mistakes you see on most of the data portals worldwide?
Yeah, that the biggest mistake that the most portals are built around the data structure and not around what people want to do on the portal. So people can come with a simple goal, but the portal doesn't guide them properly. Sometimes search and filters are not so easy to use, and this discovery can be confusing. Another common issue can be that the portals doesn't have correct UI states. It's very simply to develop that states, but I've seen portals so they don't have error states, loading states, empty states without results. When portal has such a mistake, a user just gets stuck and he just doesn't know what to do next. And first user action when he gets stuck to close the page, and it's action we want to prevent. A common example, when a user searches for some information, he should open several datasets. Sometimes it's more than 10 datasets. And when the dataset page is overloaded with information and this page isn't structured, so user has to spend a lot of time reading loads of text before he understands simple points like location, publication date, the time period of the data. This discovery process becomes difficult for users, slow. A simple improvement that can be done in this case is that the page structure should be changed. We can highlight the key information at the top of the page and make structure scannable, so user can spend just seconds reviewing information and making a decision.
But how about the best practices for teams without a designer like you? So the question that I have here is that for organizations running a data portal without any UI expert, UX expert on their team, what best practices would you recommend for them to do, or what actions that they should be doing?
First thing that I can advise to focus on top user tasks. We call it representative tasks. In simple words, a team can focus on user goals and ask what are the 5 common tasks users do on a portal. Usually it can be search, filtering, understanding dataset, downloading flow. Then, when we refine these representative tasks, we can make a quick usability check. Not necessarily the deep study or research. Sometimes it's enough to ask a few people to try those representative tasks and watch where they struggle. I like one phrase, one UX designer, Vitaly Friedman, he likes to say that even a small text can reveal big issues, and that's really true.
Okay, well, that's a good thing because sometimes other organizations doesn't really have, budget to invest for designers, right? So my question here is that, are there free or low-cost tools you'd recommend for non-designers?
Yeah, there are a lot can be done with simple tools for quick mockups of pages or portals. The best tool is Figma.
Okay.
It's great for creating layouts, some clickable prototypes, and it really helps to test ideas fast. It can be as free, and it has also a pro version. And then for the user testing, now we have a lot of tools we can use in small teams. For example, I would recommend Optimal Workshop. This tool has special pre-designed templates for testing navigation, menus, some information structure, and you don't have to create a test from scratch. You can take your Figma file, just attach to this redesigned test and make some adjustments you need. So it's simple for everyone. Yeah. Also, I can recommend such testing tools as Maze, Zonder, Wandering. All of those tools have trial periods to try and some simple starter plans that every team can evolve to try. So even when team doesn't have a big budget, doing just such a small tests like this can quickly show where there is a problem.
So what about accessibility? Because that's should be part, right, of the UI and UX approach. So any quick tips there?
The first, and I would say the most difficult for some people to apply a good contrast. Sometimes portal doesn't have enough color contrast and also readable font sizes, so every user can read the text. The second point, and it's more expert level, it's keyboard navigation. When people can use tabs and the user should clearly see where this tab is located on the interface. So this keyboard navigation called the focus state. So every clickable element has to have this focus state. And you don't have to be an accessibility expert to apply those things. Even Figma has special plugins to help you with that. I can recommend a plugin Able that helps to find problems with text, with color contrast. Also, Figma has special accessibility assistants. They can highlight where you have problems in your interface and quickly check that accessibility issues. You can catch problems even before the development phase, so on the design stage.
Great. So, well, if a team could only do one thing, let's say this week, to improve their portal's design, what would you suggest? So you can also mention how long would that typically take to implement. You can mention range.
It's interesting. Only one thing. Yeah, I would improve search because
Search. Okay.
Search and discovery flow is the most important user flow on the portal. if users can't find the right information, right data set, everything can be perfect, the design can be perfect, data set, page can be perfect, but everything becomes frustrating without working search flow. I would focus on such improvement like filtering, sorting, adding the predictive search. When you try to search and you can see the drop down with suggestions of related information to your search words. So, yeah, such small changes can make the portal much easier to use.
Great. Well, now let's talk about, this is my fifth question. And what metrics or signals should portal teams look at to understand if their design is working? Because you've already talked about the UI approach or UX, the implementations, the range, what tools they can use. Now, any tools you'd recommend for tracking portal usability? I know that you've mentioned this earlier, but can you tell us more about this? The metrics or signals?
For the data portals, I like to look at signals that show if users can complete their tasks on the portal. For example, are people finding data sets? Are they downloading those data sets? How often a user refresh the page with filters? Do user leave quickly the dataset pages? And it's very important to track, do people return to the portal? What percentage of users return to the portal? And those signals are about analytics. Yeah, we can track it by analytics, but also the quality feedback is needed because analytics can tell you what really happens, but users can tell you why. Usually, the best, I think everyone knows about Google Analytics tool. It's good for basic tracking, and I would recommend Hotjar. It provides recordings. It's always nice to have recording of a session and the heat maps. But for the heat maps, maybe some expertise and maybe some specialist is needed to analyze the reasons of user behavior.
Any other tools that are, low cost metrics or signals that they can use, or these are the things that you would recommend?
There are other tools, but they require installation. So you need to install those tools to your portal. And sometimes this tool can be heavy, so it can slow the portal work. So I think Google Analytics works the best with pages, with page load speed.
That's amazing. At least they have options, and that's really great to hear. So I think down to my last question. What's one piece of advice you'd give to someone who knows their data portal needs design work, but doesn't know where to start?
I saw some cases when people wanted to redesign everything at once, and people dive into details from the start. My advice is not to try redesign everything at once. I usually start with a simple UX review, and I focus on key issues, key user tasks, and then I identify where is success points and where is the pain points. And this information can help to form a general roadmap for the further improvements. After that, when you have this structure, you can develop the whole improvement strategy. This approach we use it in digital with our team when we make the UX audit, and then we develop improvements roadmap and then improvement strategy. This helps us to provide our clients with quick results and build a more deeper approach to the improvements.
Great. This is so much wonderful, Anastasiia. So everyone who's watching this right now, we will post on your screen about the key points that Anastasia has mentioned, from the most common UI UX mistakes you see on the data portals worldwide, best practices for organizations running a data portal without a UI expert, what they can improve in a week in their portal's design, the metrics or signals, and lastly, her one piece of advice that she can give to someone who knows their data portal needs design work but doesn't know where to start. And I really appreciate it. Anastasia, thank you so much.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Sure. So if your organization needs help improving the design and usability of your data portal, our team at Link Digital would love to help. You can find us at linkdigital.com.au. We'll link everything in the description below. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Anastasia.
Thank you.